Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia back with another episode. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at wrestlers who were happy they left WWE. Number 1. Jon Moxley. While Wrestlelamia has covered many of Jon Moxley's comments on his reasons for leaving the WWE, they're worth repeating, albeit in condensed form, or this would be a 6-hour video, as you'll see them mentioned by several other superstars who were glad to ditch the WWE. While Moxley has repeatedly stated that there were no hard feelings towards the WWE, his experience there can be summed up in one soundbite from his legendary appearance on the Talk is Jericho podcast episode, The Emancipation of Jon Moxley. I remember leaning on a road case and just feeling actual exhaustion. Just like emotional, physical, mental exhaustion. Not so much because of that day, but because of 6 years of this. 6 years of having to go into this man's office, this old man, and trying to explain to him why wearing a surgical mask is a stupid idea, why carrying a little red wagon to the ring is a stupid idea, why maiming a mannequin in the ring is a stupid idea. I was done. Number 2. Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho has had some incredible runs in the WWE, and like Jon Moxley, Jericho doesn't seem to hold any ill will towards the company, although, as we'll see, some of the wrestlers on our list certainly do. That doesn't mean he regrets leaving WWE for somewhere else, in this case All Elite Wrestling. Recently, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion discussed the moment when he knew he was done with WWE. Appearing on the Mature Audience's Mayhem podcast, Jericho revealed he was excited when he learned his program with Kevin Owens was going to be the main event for the world title. Kevin Owens was the champion, and I was going to beat him in the main event of WrestleMania as a babyface. Vince said that it's going to be me versus Kevin Owens for the world title at WrestleMania, and you're going to win the title. Yeah! Next week, he doesn't tell me, but I hear that it's changed to Brock Lesnar versus Bill Goldberg for the title. And not only did they take us out of the main event, and, once again, just because I was told I have no right to it and things change all the time, I'm a big boy, I can handle it. But to take us from the main event slot and then move us to the second match on the card on a card that has 12 matches on it? I was like, that's a fucking insult. Despite being offered a lucrative WWE contract, Jericho opted to sign with AEW instead. Number 3. Neville. English wrestler Benjamin Statterley found mixed success in the WWE working as cruiserweight Adrian Neville, later shortened to just Neville. Despite a roughly 6-year career in WWE, Neville eventually grew tired with the way he was being treated and soon became involved in a contract dispute with WWE, ultimately being released in 2018. In an Instagram Q&A, Neville explained why he left. "They gave me the opportunity to shine, and shine I did. The lads over there are great, but they ran out of ideas for me, so I left." Neville found success elsewhere as Pac, including his role in AEW as one of the promotion's top heels. Number 4. Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle left the WWE after having an incredibly successful career. However, when he left WWE for TNA Wrestling, fans wondered if it was a step down for wrestling's Olympic hero. Not according to Angle, who discussed whether he regretted stepping down during an appearance on a Facebook Q&A segment. "I can't," Angle wrote. "I had a great career in TNA, maybe better than my WWE career. I had a reduced schedule there, and I wrestled so many greats, AJ, Joe, Sting, Rude, just to name a few. My body couldn't hold up to the rigorous schedule in WWE at the time. I always imagined the career I could have had if I stayed in WWE. It would have been incredible, but I couldn't stay, so I can't keep asking myself, what if?" Angle returned to WWE, entering the promotion's Hall of Fame in 2017, serving as Raw General Manager and retiring in 2019 at WrestleMania 35. Number 5. Gail Kim. While some wrestlers like Kurt Angle have shared good memories from the WWE despite leaving, Gail Kim has rarely had anything good to say about her experience in WWE. Kim wrestled in WWE from 2002 to 2004, and then from 2008 to 2011. In between her 2 WWE campaigns, she worked in TNA, then returned to the promotion in 2011, finishing her career there. Kim has disparaged the company for not allowing its female competitors to outperform the male competitors, and even worse, accused WWE of having a racist environment. "As an ethnic female in wrestling, there will be people reading my words, and I want to set an example. I did experience racism. I never even understood the term gook until I worked for the company, or heard the usage of so many ugly racial slurs. I think it's important to educate, listen, and talk about these issues. I want to be very clear on where I stand. I want racial and gender equality. I hope that we can make strides to talk about and create change for the good of our industry and others." However, Kim has gone on record as stating Triple H has done much to advance women's wrestling in the WWE. "Now I heard WWE has announced a Money in the Bank match for the girls. I honestly feel like Triple H has done so much for the girls because he started that whole thing in NXT with the 4 Horsewomen. When I left WWE, he was one of the people who was so positive. He told me, 'You're talented and don't let anyone else tell you any different.' I was very flattered and glad that he respected women's wrestling." Number 6. Jim Ross. It's difficult to think of a WWE wrestler, or in Ross's case an employee, who had to put up with as much abuse on air and behind the scenes as Jim Ross did. Whether it was the WWE firing him for having the audacity to suffer an attack of Bell's palsy, repeated humiliations by Vince McMahon, such as Ross joining the Mr. McMahon Kiss My Ass Club and the Dr. Heine skit, or Ross being put out to pasture so the WWE could bring in younger announcers with not even a fraction of his talent, it's a miracle Ross never pulled a Tim White. Thankfully, when AEW debuted, Ross saw his chance and hightailed it out of WWE, finding a place where his talents could be put to good use and appreciated. Number 7. Cody Rhodes. After repeated requests to do something more than just continue playing Stardust, Cody Rhodes told the WWE he was leaving the company, a daring move for a wrestler who had yet to find main event success. In a recent interview with Bleacher Report, Cody recalled speaking with Triple H about leaving and the game's reaction. Hunter, Triple H, Vince McMahon's son-in-law and heir apparent at WWE, took it very personally because he had done so much for my dad at NXT. There was one conversation where he said, "I'm shocked that you feel this way after everything I've done for your family." But I told him, "I'm not my dad. I can't stay here out of loyalty to you for giving my dad a job in 2005. I get it, and the little boy in me really appreciates what you did for my dad, but I'm not him. He's not here anymore. I've got to be me." Cody worked hard to establish himself on the indie scene, eventually joining forces with Nick and Matt Jackson and staging 2018's indie supercard All In. The event's success eventually led to the formation of All Elite Wrestling, Cody's new home. Number 8. Randy Savage. There's no denying that WWE Hall of Famer Randy Macho Man Savage was a high-strung individual on and off screen. Thus, it's no surprise Savage took offense when Vince McMahon told him he wanted him to move from his role as a wrestler to that of a color commentator. At the time, McMahon was trying to deal with the loss of Hulk Hogan as well as concerns over having roided-out muscleheads on his show by focusing on younger wrestlers, marketed as the new generation. After McMahon nixed Savage's request for a one-year program to put Shawn Michaels over, the Macho Man walked out of the WWF, signing with WCW and proving he still had many good years left in his career. Number 9. CM Punk. Although CM Punk enjoyed several World Championship reigns, including one of the longest in modern history, he felt slighted by the promotion never allowing him to main event WrestleMania, and later by what he called poor medical care by WWE's doctors. Punk's frustrations led him to leave the WWE, and as of this video, he's content doing anything but wrestling, writing comic books, acting, and providing commentary for MMA events. Punk recently returned to WWE, or at least Fox, so if the money is right, we could see him back in the ring one day. Number 10. Ryback. The wrestler who once seemed headed for a promising career in the WWE as a burly brawler eventually left in disgust over his paydays and push. Despite a Goldberg-esque gimmick of Ryback saying "feed me more" as he demolished opponent after opponent, he saw his push reduced to him battling Kalisto. Add in what he characterized as paltry paydays after factoring in travel expenses, Ryback said adios to the WWE. Ryback is currently receiving stem cell treatments for shoulder and back injuries, but he hasn't ruled out an eventual return to the ring, health permitting. In a 2019 Reddit chat, Ryback stated his reason for leaving. "They were never going to let me do anything in the top spot ever, so leaving was easy." When asked if he regretted leaving WWE, Ryback answered, "Best decision of my life." The WWE can be a rewarding place to work for some wrestlers, but as seen here, poor pushes and other factors have led to stars leaving and finding success elsewhere, and in every case, feeling no regret at leaving. Well guys, there you have it, 10 WWE superstars who are happy they said goodbye to WWE. What do you think of their decisions? Be sure to leave your comments and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.